Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be photographing some large format and kicking off a small mini series of my development in large format and how I work with large format. Now this mini series just is going to be a sample of my development over time and how large format can help you become a better photographer in general, as it just slows you right down. Now everything I'm going to be showing in this video is all personal taste and personal preference. I'm not going to say there's a right or wrong way, when there sometimes is definitely a wrong way when photographing. And you'll see this later on in the video where I've just completely forgot how to photograph. So that being said, I'm a big fan of going back to old locations and reshooting them in different angles. And this is just another sample of that. If you remember in the last episode, I shot on a bridge overlooking a motorway, and this is the same bridge. There's not exactly much going on in this photograph, and that's perfectly fine. This goes back to, do I go back to this bridge at a later point and photograph it, or do I find another bridge further down the motorway and photograph from that? Now this is just two examples of why you should be editing your work and when to stop editing your work. So the image on the left is a pretty much flat version of the image. It hasn't been dodged or burned yet, and the image on the right is overly edited. Now if anyone says that you shouldn't be editing your images, especially when shooting photography, they're basically in denial, and you should be editing your work, both cropping, dodging, burning and so forth. So if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend watching other YouTubers do it. I will leave some links in the description down below for you to check out. Now coming up to the next image, I saw the local football pitch over where I live, well, one of many, and I thought photographing the little shack that probably contains the football equipment or the gardener's equipment would be a good photo. And then everything basically went tits up. My shutter didn't want to fire or it would get stuck, and this started to stress me out, and I accidentally opened up the back of the film slide and let a bit of light in, which you can see on the sides. So after like 30 minutes of crying and sulking, I just moved on. So I just ended up walking down a different direction compared to last time, and along the way, like, we have some big mounds where the BMXs used to go down, and I just started photographing around there and decided that a scene like this would be amazing. But just shows you that, like, you should be editing your work, because the whole midsection was quite flat and you couldn't really tell the depth of the photo. So moving on from that, I thought I'll try something different from my own style and what I like photographing. I haven't shot anything like this for a very long time, probably since college. So everything I remember of how to shoot silhouettes completely went from my mind, and this clearly shows in the picture, as you've got sun flare coming right in and not really giving a good silhouette of the surroundings. I think if I was to go back to the same location, I'll probably angle my camera a lot further down so it's blocking the sun, or possibly just blocking the sun with my body so the flare doesn't come across the image. I hope everyone's gathered by now that this episode, yes, it's focusing on large format, but also that, like, it's perfectly fine to make mistakes. You can go out and shoot a whole roll of 35 and just come back with one singular image, but that one singular image is definitely worth it. So I hope you've enjoyed the photos and watching me make some amateur mistakes, and if you have, look forward to the next episode where I'll probably make more mistakes.